Hi, besties. You've found your community bestie to share thoughts and opinions, recap the shows we love.
Having too much fun.
Bravo should be fun.
And have piping hot gossip sessions about the celebrities and Bravo lebs we love, hate, and love to hate.
He went on a podcast claiming he had a threesome with two women from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Immediately, I was like, I wonder if it's Brandy and Carlton.
I'm Caitlin Marshall, your pop culture and Bravo bestie.
Allegedly allegations.
And if you enjoy fun conversation between friends, listening to your bestie rant about shows we can't get enough of, plus enjoy a little bit of, well, ridiculousness.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. There's a spider that is coming down. Hold on.
It's like the Blair Witch Project.
Oh my God. Has anybody seen my ring?
Oh my God.
I don't want to ruin the party or anything.
Have you seen my ring? Oh my God. Can you look on the floor for my ring? God, someone's gonna kill me.
Don't mess with me because I will come. What? Oh.
Feel free to leave that in for whatever entertainment purposes.
You're in the right place. So thanks for joining me on Besties by Bravo. Hi, besties. Thank you for joining us today. I hope those of you watching on YouTube enjoyed the edited version of the new intro. Music is by Georgio Takounakis, who is joining me today. Hi, Georgio.
Hi. Wow. What a turn this all has taken for me, I guess.
Yeah, you're a music producer now. How do you feel?
You know, what initially started out as something more of a selfish need and like something I didn't have to spend a lot of money on for future projects, which is like licensing real, you know, music, not like the crappy stuff that you can get for free. And as I was doing it, I was like, wow, like there's some songs that I'm like, I have in my pocket just for like a different like mix, just because they're like, I've sent them to you. They're too good. But nonetheless, so that, you know, this whole thing is just like an inspirational, like kitschy, obviously thing. But I do have 6 singles from the album that has 20 tracks out on Spotify and Apple Music and YouTube. Woo! And they're available on all the social media platforms to use if you so wish.
It's so fun.
Oh
it is
gosh.
So early 2000s. It's like Paris, Stars Are Blind. I mean, it's giving me like also let's go to the gay club. Let's just dance it out type of vibes.
Yes.
And I love it.
There's no more like of that vibe anymore with music. I felt like actually, speaking of music, Paris Hilton, the icon, the one who I will tell every kid that she invented pop music with her initial album in 2006. But she's releasing her album in September 6th. I've sent out the warning to do not bother me on September 6th.
I will
the
not.
album is titled Infinite Icon and Sia's producing it. So you know it's going to be iconic. So I'm very excited about music. I think we're going to get more of that early 2000s nostalgic club bop.
Love it. Back. Loves it. We're getting the fashion that we millennials were mocked for so long back and all of it. You know, Georgio, I feel like we may be doing our very last Vanderpump Rules recap ever.
You know what? I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
We're at that point.
Well, watching part 3 was pretty infuriating.
Oh my God.
And by the way, I am so glad actually that I did not watch it, because when you had texted me, you didn't blow it, by the way. I know you thought you did.
I felt so bad. Y'all, Georgio hadn't even watched it yet. Yeah, he hadn't watched it yet. And I'm like,
I don't know what I was anticipating, but I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? But I do recall when I just remember 5 minutes into it, I was like, no, this is going to piss me off. I just know it's going to. I didn't even get that far into it before I was like, oh no. And it was the extended Peacock version too. So I was like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. And when I sent you the link for today to join our live here, I was like, I really hope it's not just going to be us, yelling about how angry we are. Part 3. Also, the way I will describe, since we got no after show, we got the quote unquote secrets revealed. If you need background noise while you are folding laundry, go ahead, throw it on. You will get nothing from that, though. I'm telling you right now.
Did anyone think that they were going to give us anything extra? Like what more of the last 5 minutes, or what they're going to give us the 3 more minutes of it or something? Like, no. They did their job.
Oh my God. I know, I'm sure there's gossip to get into, but I think today, because I feel like we are in that final act. Should we go ahead and just jump into Vanderpump Rules?
Yes, because there's a lot to unpack with certain folks. So.
Okay. Well, really, the beginning of it, I was just like, what am I going to write anything down about, until we got to the James and Sandoval relationship. Sandoval apologizes to James for minimizing the friendship. Okay. It's not going to be this, we'll find our moments in here to make this fun, I swear. The anger that Ariana has towards Sandoval is brought up. So once again, for the 5 millionth time, it's brought up that it was just too goddamn soon. Oh, I cursed. We're not 10 minutes in. Caitlin, you screwed it up already.
Maybe
anyway,
they didn't catch it.
I said a goat damn got.
It's ridiculous. It didn't happen. I didn't hear it.
No, I didn't hear it. She wasn't ready. She wasn't in that place. And she was just kind of like, yeah, look, I understand where everyone was coming from. And if I were still like I was on this season now, a year later, then yes, be concerned. It's just kind of like the way the conversations were going last year. It's almost in my mind as though everyone was going, well, the audience won't see this for a year. So now, or not a year, but however many months. So they're going to expect her to be over it. When in fact, this cast, aside from Ariana and Katie, was not giving us, the audience, enough credit that we would realize it was right after. That's just kind of the way it felt to me, that they were like, well, when they're viewing it, they'll expect her to be over it since she has a boyfriend now.
Well, let's be really 1,000% honest. Before Tom went into the season, he talked to production and said, I'm not doing this if this is going to be a beatdown season like the reunion was. Secondly, if you're going to use certain, and I'm not going to say it on here because I don't even want to deal with that, but if you're going to use certain cards to signal certain messaging, to double down on your request to not be beat down on, so that it gives everyone no option but to then have to go and do this redemption arc if they want to keep their job. That's a Lisa Vanderpump issue. Okay? I'm not saying he didn't get mental health concerns and have those ideations. No, I'm not. But if that's not the case and you're exaggerating for the simple fact that you want more coverage because you know that production's not going to play with that.
No.
That's why Lisa Vanderpump brought it up so much. In the beginning, remember, she made sure to point it out. The ideations, the things he said, the connection to her brother's situation. That was to signal, I guarantee you, those rumors that he was getting a credit, that's not what it was. What he was getting was the producers were going to play by his rules just a little bit because he was not going to go in, and Lisa Vanderpump supported it. This is the Lisa Vanderpump issue. And no, I saw a lot of people in my comments when I did my recap. Andy has nothing to do with this show, guys. He is quite literally just the host.
Yeah, he's not even
he does not have a say in
producer.
any of it. This is between Lisa, her production agreement, and the network. That is all. I just want to clarify because he was getting called out in a lot of comments as if he has some sort of...
He didn't even know Dan wasn't getting paid, Ariana's boyfriend. So
yeah, but I didn't like... anyways, I have a lot to say.
Did you notice how many sexual jokes Sandoval was making to Andy to try and get on his good side? Did you notice that? And Andy was just falling for it every time.
Because he knows how to play Andy.
You know, and then on top of that, when this specifically stood out to me, how Sandoval was saying every time he sees Jax, he makes sure to give him at least 2 compliments. This is part of what it comes down to, is the way Sandoval ticks. He's always been this way. He just got caught in one of his the biggest lie he had at that moment. Sandoval is the most performative person. And any moment in this reunion that I personally felt emotional from, and it's silly, I know, but I was tearing up at one point, and then they pan over to him tearing up. And when I say my tears sucked right back into my body, I was like, okay, cool. Because I'm not saying because he doesn't deserve or have the ability to have emotion. He's not a robot. But what I am saying is it just Sandoval in himself. It's almost like the affair exposed that side of him. And once that side of him was so exposed for who he is, the inauthenticity was glaring from his pores at every single moment from then on out. It's not even about the affair at this point. The veil was lifted when it came to Sandoval and how he was able to lead this double life for however many months. But at the end of the day, the audience isn't just hating him for the affair. It's almost like we went, all this time, you've been playing in our face as though you are so authentic and so genuine. And it's almost like now we finally see everything he does for the play it is.
Well, I mean, that goes back to the finale, right? I mean, we saw it, and they made sure that they left that in because I think secretly production was at the end of that night was like, this is done. So who cares? Leave that shit in. Let them all see it. But at the same time, Sandoval, here's the thing. I think everyone on this cast that has been on this show from pretty much the inception, I think, with the exception of Lala, who needs to slow down a little bit because she was pretending like she's been on since season 1, episode 1. And it's like, ma'am, you came in 4 seasons in. Like, we get it. You love the show. You love doing reality shows for Bravo. We know. We also know you want to be on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We also know you want to be on a spinoff show about your life. You also want to shop everything around about this Randall thing, but now you can't talk about it. So you can't even share your real life on this reality show about your real life. So
thank you.
Understand how this is not Ariana's problem, guys, but it somehow became her problem. And listen, here's the thing. The reason why, in my opinion, the reason why most of the people on that cast were quick to jump on the redemption arc was because at one point or another, they all have been in a dark, seedy situation like that. And when you, in my opinion, have done something secretive, been a mistress, cheated, lied, hidden something, we may have moved on from it. But that does not mean that that does not still lie within you as a human. This is all my personal opinion. And that's why I think they were much quicker to give him the sympathy card and play along with the redemption arc. Whereas a Katie or an Ariana who has like more logic in the situation to be like, wait, hold on a second. Are you guys joking right now with this? But here we are.
Mm-hmm. You know, that's the thing is the Lala screaming about authenticity so much, but from the beginning, she wasn't being authentic, sharing everything. And it's only Lala, it's hard because you and I have liked Lala a lot, but the hypocrisy that seeps from her pours in every other situation. It's not even like it's just one situation, two situations. It is constant. It's down to even at that moment, we'll get there. But when Katie starts raising her voice to match Lala's energy, no, don't raise your voice at me, but you've been raising your voice at everyone on this stage. If you are going to do that, at a certain point, you can't say no one else can.
She didn't mean any of that. She was looking for whatever fight she could have. That's what that was.
It was clear.
And this is why last week I said this to listen, this is, if you guys have been following me and listening here and listening to my recaps, you guys know that my behind has been handed to me a lot because of my stance with Lala and how I was viewing things and trying to stay. But then hopefully this is a testament to the fact that I call it like I see it. And I'm telling you right now, that is a bunch of crap that she was giving us. The problem is she let that show be her life.
Yes. And I want to say this too. I remember when I was on El Murasaki's podcast, Stripped, and she asked me what is one of the biggest life lessons you've learned the hard way. And I said that you can change your mind. You are allowed as a human being to change your mind about anything and everything you choose. It can be something so simple and something huge. You are allowed to change your mind on your opinion of a person. That happens on a daily basis. We just happen to be saying it very publicly. So if you change your mind today about Lala, but if you, I don't know, listen to her on a podcast in a week and go, you know what? I don't necessarily feel as harshly as I did a week ago. You can change your mind. It's okay.
It's not that I don't like her at this point. It's I don't like the way she handled this situation.
No.
So for me, I like to look at everything as situational. And because it is an edited reality show, I do have to take a lot of this with a grain of salt, that there is a specific narrative that is being stitched here. And we do not know all the ins and outs of everything. But at the same time, we don't need to know all. This is something that really turned me off. Lala's tantrum about not essentially getting the same treatment because something like this happened to her, which was, in my opinion, it's not apples to apples. I mean, she even says that. She would agree. Hers is different because she can't even talk about it.
She can't talk about it. Yes.
She can't film with her baby on camera. She can't even show that. So again, what value are you adding to the show? Because in my question is, okay, why are you guys riding off of Ariana's reaction to Tom this season? Why
exactly.
did you with your own stuff? Don't you guys have something going on?
That's the thing, is you are so angry and you call it a slap in the face when Ariana walked off. And so you're like, oh, well, I have to do the heavy lifting and talk shit about her. No, ma'am, that's what you've been doing from day one on this show. That is your shtick, is to be like, to be culturally appropriative in the manner in which you speak when you're angry and when you're trying to be funny. Those are the two times. And the other shtick is, oh, I wear this armor. I will go toes. I will get to clapping because I'm not going to be appropriative in the way she is. I'm going to say it the way Caitlyn would say it. Okay. It's that those are her shticks. And it wasn't anything new. What did you bring us? A water tasting? No, everyone else did something at that water tasting except for her. And I like, yes, I am interested on occasion hearing about her sobriety, but what I'm not interested in hearing, and this is coming from someone who is a mother, is someone weaponizing motherhood as much as she does. And it really frustrates me Because yes, there is a certain level of protection you need to have for yourself, for your baby, for everything. But it's also something that Janet Caperna was doing a lot on the Valley. And she still is continuing that narrative where it's like, what are you going to weaponize next? It makes me feel like it's the type, and now please take this the right way, but it's kind of like those women who weaponize PMSing sometimes. And this is and I'm coming to you as someone who has endometriosis and would be, debilitating. It like fainting, vomiting type of situation where before I got the epidural in the hospital for my son, I was like, let me just see if this is what I've been feeling on a monthly basis since I was 12. No, I was like 11 years old, 12 maybe. It was the exact same. So I have had labor pains every single month since I was 12. Okay. I understand, but I also don't understand weaponizing the parts of being a female the way she continues to do it. Someone is not a lesser person for not having had a child. And it puts the stigma that women who have had the absolute luck, blessing to bear their own children, because not everyone can. In fact, I was an in vitro baby. So it gives this whole thing for people who can't, choose not to, what have you. It puts them on a lower level, the way she speaks about it. In my opinion, I feel like she looks down on someone who is not a mother or a parent. And it's I don't like it. That's what it is. I don't like it.
I see why you take it that way. I see it differently in the sense of she views it as, because she is a mother, her need for a salary, a job, platform.
But that's her problem.
Correct. And that is exactly
else's.
what I said. It was her choice to have children. It's just like anybody's choice. You can't
that's
put
your
that
problem
on
to
someone
invest-
else because something isn't going in your favor.
Find something else then if this isn't working. Go invest in stuff.
Remember, she said she has a very established business, which I do believe. I don't think that it's I don't think she'd be renting out office space if she was only selling a few items a month. Let's be real.
I don't know her finances.
We don't, but if someone's purchasing 2 homes, my dear, one in Palm Springs and one in the Valley, I'm sorry, like, you've got something going on, and it's not all dependent on the show's salary. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
So, you do have something that you could work out. However, the fact of the matter is, you can't really show us what you'd want to show us, unfortunately. And that's what it is. That doesn't fit the context of this show anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? The show's concept was originally around a group of slutty friends that worked at the same hot spot in West Hollywood. Am I crazy? Or like, when did this turn into like Judge Judy and like we're gonna bring up crap that we said at Whole Foods when we were like not filming because I have nothing else to grab? Or wait, no, they didn't air that one scene, so we didn't really apologize. So let me bring that up too, because what are you doing?
You're taking away from us believing that the friendships are even authentic if you would throw them under the bus like that.
I don't believe they are. I don't.
Exactly. At least her and Scheana.
No way.
Well, certainly, I meant to say her and Katie.
She didn't have any remorse. She said, I stand by what I said. So what else do you guys want? This is a coworker to coworker. This was a meeting gone awry. This was when you go off on your coworker and you're grasping at whatever straws because your boss is sitting right there and you want to look like, no, remember in 2011, bitch? It's like, wait, we already moved on from that, but they didn't show it.
I still can't get over that. What are
you doing? This is it's not a Sims game. They're not going to cut this out. I think she really thought they were going to cut that part out, those elements out, because I'm sure they all do it and they have to cut it out. You know, how can you not accidentally break the fourth wall at some point when you're talking or giving your opinion? But They're leaving it in and showing us the whole thing. And she's just like, yeah, well, we had a show to do. Right, well, Scheana? You saw me sob. It's like, what?
And the way she says it, though, it's not even as though this is an experience I love and enjoy. It is, I love this paycheck is all it read.
Well, and yeah, it's nice.
Of course. And no one is, listen, at the end of the day, I would never, and this is what makes me absolutely bananas, especially when it comes to people who are actors, anything in any realm of the arts. And you know what? We will call reality TV art. Okay. We are all artists and we love art. But why should anyone be expected to not be paid properly if they are in that realm of entertainment and arts? I don't care what you do. You deserve to be paid beyond a livable wage for putting yourself out there in a specific way. So yes, it is understandable. Of course, she loves the paychecks, but it became only about that when this show was so good in the beginning for it being about these people who clearly didn't even consider the paychecks when they signed on. I don't think they really, that was not in their mind.
These people were models and actors and actresses on the come up that were hoping that this would give them exposure and connections to further that journey. It just ended up turning that into, which is not a bad way to turn out because it's hard to make it as an actor and actress, I would imagine.
You're telling me.
Well, okay, yeah, right. Yeah. Right. You know how hard it is. So it's not like you could just go move to LA and as soon as you hit the ground at LAX, someone's going to see you at the exit and be like, it
doesn't work that way anymore.
No, it's not. And if you're not sleeping around with the right people, then that limits it even more. I'm just being honest.
And to be honest, when they did start the show, it was at the time, I remember I had opportunities to consider reality TV, and I was told relentlessly, do not ever go into reality TV if you want to be an actor. So now I'm like, well, God damn it. But that being said, they all took a collective risk. No, because if any of them had ever met with a single agent or manager who was wanting something more than just to make money off of them, in a sense, like that they were trying to actually guide their career because they want longevity in the money they could make from them, they would have been like, I don't know about reality TV. So, it's just not the same anymore. Now people go on reality TV to try and get rich. It was like the opposite then.
You know what I'm saying? The problem we're facing, unfortunately, well, here's the thing too. When they started the show, they were all young.
So young.
And I'm sorry, but if my group of friends when I was 21, 22 was approached by a production company said, we want to make a reality show about your group of friends, I would have been flipping a mess from season 1 to 6. Absolutely.
Horrifying. I don't want to think about it.
And I would have been mortified. But you know what? Who knows where that would have taken me if I had other goals. So it's not like it's the worst thing in the world. And I despise the whole like looking down on a reality star or someone who wants to be. Because let's be honest, like in the past, people pretended like they stumbled upon the show.
Right.
Like they didn't want to say, yes, I wanted to be a part of the show until like maybe slowly 6 years ago, people were being more vocal about being like, yes, I would like to join this show.
Yeah.
Before it was like, I don't know. I showed up at a party and here I am. And it's like, ma'am, you did not. You signed contracts, the interview.
You had your agent reach out. You made your manager negotiate.
Money. Exactly. Like, it's not like, it's just hilarious to me. But yes, they're all grown now. And I think the perspectives are all coming from a different island. They're all there for a different reason. It's not all financial for everyone.
Well, it's still so clearly financial for Lala because we got to see her audition for the Valley. Oh my God. Wasn't that so great when she was like, oh, and Brittany was so out of pocket with my mother.
Which I thought they were going to show us something, by the way. They didn't. They just showed us a clip from her I thought they were going to show us like an actual incident. And I was like, okay.
Oh, I knew they had nothing because I highly doubt Brittany called Lala's mother screaming at her because first Lala said she called her. Then she said that she texted her mother. So Lala couldn't even get her story straight on this. And I noted that specifically because this was Lala trying to be like, look, I can bring it on the Valley. At least the Ariana killed this show. So I'll bring it on the Valley. Well, guess what, babes? It's been said by the EP, they are not taking on any new cast members. They have made that clear. They said the cast is full. We're good. So I'm gonna say this for the umpteenth time, my friends. If you like me, this is so weird, but like almost every single one of these cast members, with the exception of Lala and I'll say Allie, they're all about a year or two older than me. I was living in that area. I literally grew. I've never missed an episode of Vanderpump Rules. I grew up on this in my adulthood. I had my child. I was pregnant at the same time as these women. I mean, truly. So if you're like me, you most likely, at the very least, are ready for a real transition. Look at the Valley. It is a different type of drama, but you still get what you need. Okay. Trust me and trust Georgio. We've been saying it's good. I wish that someone were paying me to promote that, but it's good.
I said this on my recap of the Valley this week. I eat crow because I made fun of this show initially. The idea of it, I thought it was thirsty. I thought it was a desperate attempt for Jax to get back on television, sans Vanderpump Rules. And I'm eating crow because it is so dynamic. It's so interesting. The characters are all so different. I can't really explain it, right? You have to watch. But if you haven't seen it, this is what Vanderpump Rules needs to transition out to.
I think Vanderpump Rules just needs to be done. I don't think it makes sense anymore.
Dancing around whether it is or not. And I just don't get it. Like, I don't understand where they're going to take this from here.
Nowhere. You know, I just, this was also like Lala being like, oh, if my mother saw Brittany the next time, she would have slapped this hoe. You were talking, what are you talking about? I thought you were in your soft era. Thought you were soft now.
About to be gone. Now it's back to Black Scent Lala from, you know. It's like, what is going on? None of it connected for me, I think, was the other issue. Like Katie brought up a good point. Stop trying to get these gotcha moments in here. Like, the little sound bites and your insinuations that I'm lying or hiding something that I'm not trying to share is ridiculous. And like, it just felt like it was a sinking ship she was on, and she was going to do whatever. She was going to throw everyone off board if she needed to.
Or everyone down, go down kicking and screaming.
Absolutely. She wouldn't have cared.
We end up getting to Scheana and Sandoval's friendship. And the whole part of how Brock had said to Scheana that he felt that Sandoval was a better friend to Scheana than Ariana.
Okay.
And his thing was that Scheana has gotten into it and had fights with most of the women in the group. And ironically, Scheana says, but not Ariana. So Brock wants to say Sandoval is a better friend to Scheana than Ariana is, because Scheana has been fighting with every other one of the girls in the group, except for her. So punish Ariana as much as you can. Try and make her look bad for Scheana being the pick-me guy's girl that she is. What the hell?
So in regards to Scheana, I don't need to see her on my TV anymore. Like, I'm good, because again, I got to see who you really were. You are no friend to anyone.
No.
Not even to Lala. You are only friendly with her because you guys could commiserate on the fact that y'all were going to lose your show and y'all both were going to be able to pay your mortgage, because how many singles of Good as Gold have you been streaming? Let's be honest. You're not making anything off streams.
It's like penny for every million practically.
And if you want a breakdown of how that works, Aubrey O'Day does a very good explanation of it. Nonetheless, like you guys are all like waiting around for Ariana to have this moment with Sandoval on camera to complete your season. That shouldn't have been the only thing that happened this season. Again, what's going on with you, Scheana? We get it. You have the postpartum OCD, but that can't be every episode.
No, it can't.
What's going on in your marriage? It looks like you're really annoyed with Brock. What's really happening there? What's happening in your life? Why are you so concerned about doing this redemption arc? If that's all you're going to focus on. Also, your timing was off. You're telling the wrong person about we've been saying this the whole way through, but this really showed us how much she'll blow with the wind.
Truly, I had made jokingly, I will say it was basically a meme of Scheana. Like I put over the subtitles of Scheana talking about Ariana as if she were Gretchen Wieners from Mean Girls. And at the end, I have never seen Scheana be more of a Gretchen Wieners than she was with Lala at the end of that. Which yes, we're going to get there. Okay. Brock saying that Scheana was getting torn apart online for wanting to fix a 15-year relationship or friendship, I should say, with Sandoval. And Ariana's like, yeah, we all get torn apart online. I've been in her corner from day one. And yeah, the year's been difficult. And Scheana goes, this is where Sheena's clear jealousy and resentment. And listen, friends, this is not all about just hating on Scheana. In fact, if you go back and listen to any of my Vanderpump Rules podcasts, especially around the reunion and everything last year, I said I felt, aside from Ariana, the most for Scheana because I felt like Rachel, aside from Ariana, really fucked her over the most because she really thought they were friends. This is where, again, you can change your mind and things can come to a different end of the circle. Sometimes that circle gets a little squiggly. I don't know where I'm going with that sentiment, but we're just going to ride around it. Going around. Okay. Anywho, this was Scheana when she goes, she's busier than she's ever been before. That was Scheana saying, she got Dancing with the Stars and I did it.
No, you know what it is? This is what annoys me about the whole thing. One thing I cannot stand is a hater.
Yeah.
But what's worse is when the hater is someone that's in your flipping life, a friend, a family member, whoever. When you should be excited about something. This is something that should be a good thing. You guys should, if you guys were really her friends, you'd be like, thank God. Because knowing her mental state of mind and how open she's been about things, what you want her to sit at home in that empty house by herself in her room with chicken satay on the nightstands from 3 nights ago, just crying in a corner? No, you guys would be happy for her. Wow, she's thriving. You know what really gets Scheana is how dare, and I don't care. I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to say this. It needs to be said.
Say it.
Scheana really is mad because she's looking at Ariana like, this awkward bitch who didn't even want to be on this fucking show, who was my backup dancer, now is doing the shit that I've always wanted to do.
How dare.
And now I'm not going to have this show. Fuck her. And don't tell me any different. She does not give 2 shits about Ariana or how painful this has been to her or how embarrassing this has been for her. And I don't care. I know a lot of people want to reference Ariana and how she met Tom, how you met him, how you lose him, whatever. This is not the same thing. This is a completely different, again, she was not in the friend group. So even at that, she was a rando that was brought in because of the fact that there was an entanglement. We also don't really know that whole thing.
No, it was pretty murky.
It's a murky situation. This we pretty much know. So, like, it's not a fair comparison.
No.
Karma here.
But do you know what I do want to compare this whole thing to between Scheana and Ariana is when Scheana was saying she felt distance between herself and Ariana before the season started. And Ariana admits that she isolates when she is in this type of situation. Did it not sound just like the Kyle and Dorit conversation from their reunion, where Kyle is telling Dorit, I'm sorry, I don't think Dorit gives a fuck about Kyle. I don't think she cares at all. I think she cares about how it makes her look.
It's all looks and appearances. That's why Scheana wants to stay connected to Ariana. It's not because she wants to be friends with her. It's because she can ride those coattails a little bit because it worked for her during Sandoval pretty nicely, I would say, for both of them, Lala included. And, you know, the thing is, Ariana hasn't even been bitchy about that whole part of it.
No.
She could have come in guns blazing, looked at all of them. Episode one and been like, you guys took my misery and went out and bought fucking houses with my tears.
And then bitched at me when I didn't have enough money to buy one for myself yet.
And you're coming at me because I'm on dancing. Fuck you, bitch. Your whole fucking season 3 and 4 of your podcast shenanigans. Get out of here.
Truly. Oh my God, in this next part, I just really want to point out, do you notice how Ariana is still trying to help keep your fucking job, Lala? Because when Ariana starts to bring up before the season aired, and do you notice that when Ariana still doesn't break that fourth wall when she says, instead of before the season aired, she goes, before the season started. When she could have said when the season started to air, as she's talking to her about the clips she saw online. So she's trying to make it clear she will keep playing the game that Lala is bitching at her about. And so Ariana didn't watch. Okay, no big deal. Jax never watched. How many freaking Bravo Lebs don't end up watching? It is hard as hell to watch yourself on camera, let alone from every angle you never see yourself at. Oh my God.
Oh no, I would absolutely be tuning the fuck in every night that it's on, because I need to make sure if there's a weird angle that I look out for it next time. Yes, I'm saying that now.
Listen, I'm not saying I wouldn't watch. Am I saying that it would be difficult? Yes. But, you know,
not if everybody's going to see it before me and then start making comments about some weird chin angle I had at a dinner scene. No, ma'am. Nope. I want to know and get ahead of it. Thank you. I'll be watching. No, but I get it. It's not as simple. And why would she want to watch this? She lived it and it's painful. And how many seasons have you been on the show at this point? You don't need to. You could watch TikTok clips and get the gist.
Yeah, truly.
Or maybe she was watching our recaps.
Oh my God. Yes. Hey, babes. Love you. That being said, Andy brings up on Watch What Happens Live where Ariana had said she'd seen the things that were cause for pause. And one of them being that Scheana was saying Sandoval seemed more sad about losing the friendship with her than his relationship with Ariana. Yeah, that kind of would have hurt my feelings a bit too. Jesus. I mean, people are acting like everyone is supposed to have this insanely tough mentality. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. If someone said my partner who cheated on me and this person's supposed to be one of my best friends, said, yeah, I think he was more sad about losing my friendship than he was you. Oh my fucking God. Like, bitch.
I'm telling you right now, y'all saw Lisa Rinna in Amsterdam. 2.0. 2.0, baby. Don't let me catch that wind in my presence when cameras are around. Glass will be a flying.
Yeah, I would be so freaking mad.
No. I don't even care if you really thought and felt that. Your answer should have been like, absolutely, that's insanity. No, of course you'd be devastated by that. What is wrong with her? So that's why I'm telling you, I don't think that she's as like ditzy and not thinking things through. I think she's very calculated. I think she just plays off on this like.
Well, that part of her comes through because Scheana's getting really rude and defensive in this moment. And she says to Ariana, well, you haven't seen this season. You're watching clips on TikTok. And
you know what, ladies? If you wanted to keep your show going, then you know what? You should have brought that whole little scary fear of yours to fruition, Scheana, you and Lala should have made a little situation and Lala go bang Brock. And then that could have been the mid-season point. And then you guys would have definitely gotten a season 12. And then Scheana, you can carry on however you want.
Don't you care about your position on the show?
Take one for the team, babe. Let Lala screw your man.
I mean, Ariana was so chill.
Right?
Yeah, you want to keep the show going. You care about your position, and you're supposed to care enough about mine. And then Scheana's resentment toward Ariana for the opportunities she's been getting is brought up. And Scheana doesn't think she feels jealous. She thinks she's feeling left out.
Oh,
and Scheana tries to tell us, essentially, I know. Sheena's like, I'm not pick-me, by describing a pick-me literally as herself. Because she does like getting validation. That is what a pick-me is. But the pick-me person, pick-me can be a girl or a guy, honey.
Mm-hmm.
They can be a she, a he, or a they.
A dog, a cat, a raccoon. There was a pick-me squirrel the other day.
Hey, squirrels are pick-me's because they are literally...
Not all of them. Some of them are aggressive. This one was pretty like trying to... Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying... It's not limited to one specific human.
Gender,
is that it's just seething from her at this point. And it makes me wonder how much of the other seasons they cut out of that type of commentary and behavior. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do wonder. I don't think it was hard for that one particular producer, editor, whoever they were, to make a bad edit for Scheana.
No.
And the point too is like Scheana literally forgets what she said. And this was in the same day, maybe an hour or two earlier. Well, every man in this group has hit on me. John Mayer, been there, done that.
Why does that matter so much at this stage? You're married, you have a child, you're still up here being like, all of you try to sleep with me at one point.
Like, who gives a shit?
Why? What does this have anything? What is the point in saying that? Are you trying to allude to the fact that you might take someone's man if you wanted to?
Oh, please, Scheana. I mean,
you took Brandy's man. I'm just joking. I'm not joking, but I mean, I'm just,
you are, but you're not. You're being facetious.
Let's not all play dumb there either, and that's why I think Scheana really empathizes with Sandoval because they're the same. They play dumb, reflect. I didn't know.
Wait, you've seen that Reddit thread where someone who went to college with Scheana said that she was knowingly dating a married man that was playing Eva Longoria's husband on Desperate Housewives.
Yeah.
And she was like bragging about it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And at this point too, I think it's very, very clear the way Scheana and Lala also keep looking at each other. They genuinely believe that they knew the way this audience, the editors, the production was going to go. And they thought it was going to completely turn on Ariana in that, sunflower syndrome. And honestly, it just shows how inauthentic the two of them were being by pretending to kiss Ariana's ass. And then they just assumed the audience would turn on her for having these boundaries. And they just fully expected to come out looking so differently. And then, also when Andy's asking, okay, well, where's your friendship now, Scheana, with Ariana? I mean, I think that we're good. I know that I maybe am not always going to get a text back. She's doing Chicago Dancing with the Stars because she is busy. And if we do, the second she responds, I'm on my phone and I'm like, okay, I got to get her now.
What do you need all the time? What do you need? What does everyone flipping need all the time that this keeps being brought up? Lisa Vanderpump was like going on this limb to be like, well, I didn't show up because I didn't want to go for the fight. I didn't want to move on. So the fact that she showed up, sat in front of this mistress and her ex, I wouldn't have done it. No way, Andy. But one thing I will say to you, Ariana, is respond a little bit quicker. Because
can a girl get a text back?
Yeah, please. Because you're a bitch. No, I'm just like, it's just But like, no, it's like, honestly, what is it? What does everyone need all the time? How many texts are you sending this woman?
Well, and that's the thing. That's like you and I are truly very good friends. And we text all the time, but we also have a very legitimate understanding. And this is something that I say that, especially to someone as I'm getting to know them, I'm like, look, if you don't text me right back, please don't be apologizing to me in a day if it takes you a day to get back to me. These devices, they may make us physically available 24/7, but they do not make sure we are mentally available 24/7. Do you feel me? If someone is exhausted at the end of a day, they need a break from their phone. Not everyone needs a break from their phone. If you want to scroll Reddit and take a break from sending a goddamn text message back, take a break. Okay? If it's that important, someone will call you and then you can decline it. But
Right. I mean, listen,
Just
my point is like, why is all of a sudden everybody up her ass?
I don't know, because they're jealous, every single person, down to Lisa Vanderpump. I can tell Lisa Vanderpump is even upset. Like, it is ridiculous. The only person in that room.
All the power lies in her hands, and they all knew it going into it,
Mhm.
and they all went along with her restrictions and boundaries. They just trying to find loopholes to try to get what they ultimately wanted. They didn't get it. They were pissed. So she got a spanking at the reunion, as did Katie, because Katie stood by her. So you're going to go down with her too. Stone her. Like, it was just very much like, we're going to punish you. We're going to show you the last 5 minutes of the finale so we can watch you watch all of these people who are your so-called friends talk shit about you.
What did I say? I said it was only for Ariana that they did that.
She didn't give them any reaction. So they're like, no, you're going to give us a reaction because you're going to see all your friends be fake, phony, and talk smack about you.
You didn't give us that big sobbing, hysterically emotional scene at the end. Fine. And this was also, I've been saying this for weeks, that this was for the audience to be able to play editor and know what was coming before the cast did. And this was also mainly to get Ariana because they knew she hadn't been watching.
Of course.
And she was on the Disrespectfully podcast with Katie and Dana, former VPR cast member. I can't remember how to say Dana's last name. It's specific. Anywho, and Ariana and Katie both said, yeah, they felt that was to punish Ariana. It was so clear.
How could you not see that as punishment?
Georgio, what did we get from them watching that?
That's what I'm saying. The whole point was not to be revealing of anything to us as viewers. It was just to punish her. We'd already seen that. So I don't really care at this point. The point is, you guys were going to draw a reaction from her, whether she wanted it or not. And fine, you guys got what you wanted. But here's the thing. That's it.
Yeah.
So good luck. You guys all went out with this plan and you didn't think it through. You thought you were going to get it by the end. This is not The Hills.
No.
This is not The Hills. So we're not going to get that scene with Lauren and Heidi who's forced to have an interaction.
Mm-hmm. No, we're not.
Not doing it.
If y'all didn't watch the extended Peacock version, I'm skipping over the Sandoval and Katie because we know Sandoval absolutely contributed to the demise of that marriage. But, oh my God. I don't know about you, Katie and Schwartz.
I literally almost started sobbing.
Oh my gosh, it's bringing tears to my eyes.
My heart.
They looked at each other with...
No, I can't. Don't even do it right now because I can't do it. I will literally sob right now. The way that they were looking, the way she was watering up, and she doesn't get emotional easily.
No.
I was gonna lose it just for that. Do you know when you know someone who's emotionally strong and never cries, and you see them even just crack just a little bit, and I lose it because I can't.
Well, yeah, Schwartz says to her, you know, I'm comfortable. He says, I'm comfortable with the decision to separate, but it doesn't mean sometimes I don't cry and I miss you. And all I wrote on here was, I think someone's cutting onions and my allergies are acting
I
up.
don't want to, I can't. I am going to be a mess because I'm telling you right now, that was the realest part of part 3, and they left it out and left it for Peacock. But nonetheless, if you have
I mean, how many
Peacock,
times have
please watch it. It's such a
you
powerful
should?
moment. It really is. It's a
How many
good
times have you ever heard Katie Maloney go, oh, like the way, oh.
There's you guys, it's if you watched from the beginning, like they're family.
Yeah, it was just so.
But it was heartbreaking. It makes me sad. I'm not gonna lie. I selfishly want somehow to make them like figure out a way forward, but I know that's not possible. But that scene really tore me up.
Same. That's what I would have liked. You know what?
Oh my God. Woo! Like, I can't even think about the way they were looking at each other really got me.
It was like a pure kind of love that's not even romantic at that point. Does that make sense? They truly love each other. Oh my God. Now, Caitlin, stop it. I'm going to start tearing up because, I mean, okay, stop. All right. So we'll move on to Andy asks Scheana why she encouraged Sandoval to apologize to Ariana. We know she's going to claim that she thought it was because it was what Ariana needed to heal. And Ariana is just pretty much did you notice how Ariana responded? She was very tight-lipped in the way she went, because to me, Ariana was nodding her head like, bitch, a producer told you to do that, but okay, I'll let you say this and try to convince people that's what the reason was. And she was so gracious to Scheana in this moment. And okay, are we ready to get to another part where I was tearing up, or is it embarrassing? Really quick. We're all gonna watch the finale, 5 minutes together.
Oh, no. All those people's reactions to watching their flashbacks, I did start crying during that, actually.
I did too.
I did. I'm not gonna. Well, it doesn't take much for me to cry, but that got me going.
Oh my God! And I wrote in here
at 6:30 in the morning. By the way, the emotions I was feeling that early in the morning was like, wow.
That's a real intense start to your day, my friend. This just kind of made me. Ariana went ahead and she had emotion. She had a very strong emotional reaction to it. Of course, I would too. But it's clearly not what they had been wanting to get from her in the finale. So they said, fine, your boyfriend's gone. You got a new one. So you're fine. We're going to make sure you don't trust your friends ever again. Boyfriend, check. Friends, oh, we're putting a big X over that. So forget about it, Ariana. And, I think Ariana knew she was going to be sat on that stage all day if she continued to be as emotionally and just mentally mature as she was. So and I think she couldn't take it anymore. And at the beginning, when she's like mouthing to Scheana, what the fuck? It seemed like it was her saying that about what she was seeing, but really it was like, why the fuck are they doing this? For you, babe, to hurt you. The back and forth.
Scheana took a shit in her dress. Oh, she took a shit in that dress. Absolutely took a shit in that dress. That was priceless. That
gold dress was suddenly bronze.
Flashing her, because I'm so happy they did, because you were not thinking that was going to be what was shown, because everyone knows that that's just banter at the end of a filming situation. No one wants to keep that shit in. Everyone was packing up their purses to go home.
Yeah.
You saw those clips and you were like, oh no.
Oh, shit.
That's why she kept looking over at Ariana as they watched it, because she was like, bye, whatever connections. Y'all are really making sure to rip these things at the thread. Like, you're like demolish
No, it's
it.
done. It's done. That dress is in tatters on the floor at this point. You know, and then this back and forth between Ariana and Sandoval. Fine, production. You finally got it. Scheana, Lala, are you happy? Did you think that this back and forth was really going to be that much better for the ending of the season? What you just saw happen, where Ariana couldn't even look at him. Honestly, that felt more scripted than any part of Ariana choosing not to have the conversation. It looked like a soap opera interaction.
She did that for the show. She did that for the show. She knew if she didn't give them something that they would sit there and sit there and sit there. And she was like, I'm not going to sit here all night.
No.
So let me give them some tears and let me just give them something.
Mm-hmm. We finally get a tearful apology from Sandoval.
Give me a break.
You know, but
care.
then there's also that moment.
I don't care.
I can't remember if I've already gone past it or not, where Scheana was asked about the authenticity of Sandoval and Ariana's relationship over the years. And it's, brought up. Katie even was like, well, they won't fight on the show. We saw those flashbacks, right?
Yep.
And when Scheana was like, no, I mean, I would see them fight. They'd have their up and downs. And then they'd be, so affectionate and all over each other in public. And Sandoval, it was certainly wasn't nearly as bad, but Sandoval still is exactly who he is. He took that dig. Oh, you mean when we were rolling at a music festival? And you could hear Ariana just kind of mutter like, that was rude. Nothing is genuine with him.
Shit. He's just a piece of garbage. You know that moment when Stassi rips Sandoval to shreds in
Oh yeah.
What was it, Tom Tom? When she was doing her, was it for her book or was it her?
Yes, you egotistical.
She wanted everyone to see who he was in that moment, because she went on and on and on, and she was yelling it to make sure every bystander that was just watching them film a show heard her say everything. And they cut out a lot because you could just tell by the way she was just pointing that finger. But he's been trying it on this show. And yes, I do believe to some degree that they were not 100% authentic about their relationship. Sure. However, there's a lot of things a lot of people on this show are not fully transparent about. I just don't understand why she's getting crucified for, like, Lala, you can't even show your baby.
Nope. Oh, and you know what? That may have been me jumping ahead. Ariana's hurt by what Lala said. And when Schwartz ends up saying that he felt now at that present time that they were filming the reunion that Ariana's walk-off was earned, and Ariana is clearly, it's getting through to her, but Lala's face, because he's like, yeah, in the moment I agreed with Lala, but then now in hindsight, I feel that Ariana's walk-off was earned. Anyone, if they want to walk away from something, they can walk away. At least in a job scenario, okay? You can't walk away from
Let me tell you something. If I was ever in a situation, when I'm in a situation like that, I will have my walk-off moment on a reunion. I'm going to say something when someone says, don't walk off. Don't tell me what to do. Don't you tell me what to fucking do.
Now Georgio's fantasizing about when that day's coming.
And then I come back and sit down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like Lala did.
Oh, yeah. I want my paycheck. Excuse me. That's the thing, too, is that Ariana ends up saying she could have done this conversation for the show, but she makes the point the show works when it's fully real, and it would not have been real for her to have the conversation. And so Scheana, we get to Scheana and her feelings, because we care so much about Sheena's feelings at this point. I still, Scheana feels so much about so many things that have nothing to do with her. And it's just, that is part of what is so
worry about your marriage.
Oh, see? Oh my God, Georgio's auditioning now. I don't know. I could just
but
see
I
you.
feel like I
Wait,
could see why that's
here's
like-
Georgio right now. I don't know, Scheana. What's going on with your marriage?
Listen, they left in weird clips of them fighting
sure did.
outside of a store, for goodness sakes. Come on. What are they like something's not right, clearly.
No. But Lala's looking so pissed at this point. And
She's
oh
angry.
my God, I wrote down her monologue here. They let her talk for a very long period of time. Let me just make this very clear. Because Lala starts saying that she knows her ex isn't on the show, but that when Randall did what he did, she was questioned on all of it and that she should have known. Yes, Lala, because he was married and you still want us to believe that you did not know that. Maybe when you very first met him, you didn't know that, but you want us to believe that you're intelligent enough that you can start all these businesses, make all these fantastic financial decisions, yet you want us to believe you were dumb enough to fall for a man telling you, oh, well, no, I'm not married. When he's married with children. I hate to quote Bethany Frankel, dear God, but you can't play smart and stupid at the exact same time. You can't.
People will say whatever they want to say to make their story sound better when they go to sleep. Okay. But here,
and that's fine.
It's whatever you want to do, babe. The point is, don't come after other people for not being authentic just because you called it out in the finale in your little interview bite where you finally fess up and say that you weren't 100% authentic about what was going on as well. That's not enough to cover all the seasons that we sat through, reunions and episodes of you basically trying to rip everyone's neck out for trying to
and gaslight us
and make it seem like we were crazy that you clearly were with a married man and you were trying to dance around it and then pretend like you didn't know he was married, but you were getting a Range Rover from this guy and then filming the show and then getting mad that people were asking. So it's like, who cares, girl? We don't care what you did 5 years ago. The point of the matter is you can't show your life. So Ariana stuff aside, you don't have anything to bring to the show. And even if there was a spot on the valley, how could she film it? They can't film her baby.
Exactly. This rant she went on is about how the show offered her a platform. She feels like everyone was saying one thing off camera and then saying another regarding Ariana on camera. I mean, I'm sorry, but her freaking boner for Ariana is out of this world. Like, go take care of it, Lala. Worry about someone other than Ariana. And she eventually gets to that point that we've seen where she was like, you know what? It's what I've gotten to. It's called years of busting my ass. And I'm happy that Ariana has been catapulted into opportunity. No, you're not. She then says, however, I will be damned if one person doesn't step up to the effing plate so that at least if you don't give a fuck about your position on this show because you're thriving, I'm going to need you to give a fuck about mine. Why is Ariana responsible for your family?
Who in the world has ever said or done that? Who? I'm not doing it. I'm not. No. I'm not going to step up for you because you can't have a storyline because you can't show your kid. You can't show your life. No.
Because you have nothing to add.
No.
Oh, yeah. She's sorry she hurt Ariana.
Someone. Go pick. Why don't you and Scheana go? You know what would have been smart? You and Scheana going at it this season.
Yeah.
Really turn that table upside down. Really come for each other. But no, you guys are so hung up on this man's balls. Whatever.
Well, Lala says, oh, sorry if I hurt Ariana, but I stand by what I said. And then she claims that this was after days and days of sobbing because she loves filming with them. And she felt like it was unfair. Ariana got to dictate how things go down when she never got to dictate things. Yes, you did, Lala. Rand wasn't even on the fucking show. You were furious when Schwartz went and played pickleball with Rand, and you didn't even really like Schwartz then. You haven't gotten along with Schwartz until this season. So why the hell did you care?
It's just strange how it's just so clear how the alliance between Lala and Scheana got so close so fast, because it's just telling at this reunion that they both really thought they were doing something.
They really did. They thought they were turning everyone.
They really thought when they were coming in for this reunion, it was going to be like, yep, she's going to end up looking bad because she didn't, you know. Sorry, girl. Nope. We're going to leave all the rants in that you guys have that we normally cut out.
Yep. Well, it eventually gets to the point where Ariana says to Lala, if you want to talk in show terms, me walking away was a better ending than having the conversation. Was that not a better ending to your season to give you another season for your paycheck? And then Lala's like, had I not spoken my mind, it would have, oh my God, I can't even talk. So Lala says, we'll take that one back one. Sorry, it's Thursday. What can I say? Lala says, had I not spoken my mind, it would have ended with you walking out the door, which would have worked as well. We didn't need Lala's rant. It wouldn't have done anything more to have it or not. You were going to rant about this at the reunion anyway. And we probably would have had more at the reunion with you actually coming forth and being honest by saying that shit to Ariana's face instead of behind her back.
Imagine. First of all, wait, I have a question. No, hold on a second. Hold on a damn second.
Holding.
Something doesn't add up here in terms of the last few minutes of that finale. More specifically, Lala's rant. We got that clip in the trailer. So much so that she had to answer to it when the trailer came out, because people were like, wait, what?
That's very true.
So why is this some big aha moment that maybe Ariana hasn't seen? Like, she didn't see the trailer at the very least? Give me a break. So at the very least, she knew she had made that comment. So that's where I'm a little perplexed now. This just came to me, by the way. I completely forgotten about that part of the trailer. But there is that part where she says it at the end, I think. Suddenly, she thinks she's God because she was cheated on.
Yeah, and they were showing Ariana at emo night with her hands going up.
No, they showed Lala in the gold dress saying it.
Yeah, and it panned over to
the emo night to make it seem like it was like whatever. But like
reference to the
that's interesting. Okay.
Well, and that's the thing is clearly Ariana had an idea of what Lala had said. I think for her, it was the extension of Scheana supporting Lala, because Scheana in that moment in the finale said, I agree with you, Lala. And this is the thing too. After Lala gets up, and let's talk about for just a second why Lala got so triggered that she had to get up and do her own walk off, because no one's allowed to walk off except for Lala. It was because Scheana, when she was asked about whether or not Sandoval shows up as a friend more than Ariana, and she's like, no, I feel like they show up the same. That is what sets Lala off, because apparently Scheana must have been talking some mad shit. Okay. Can you imagine those shit talking sessions between Lala and Scheana? They're probably kind of
embarrassed. I agreed with Lala's like reaction in that moment, because that is a bit like, Scheana, don't do this now because you want to save your whatever you have, because she just saw what you said.
Well, but it also, there were ways.
She was actually, no, you clearly didn't say that. We saw you screaming on a bed being like, when is it going to be my turn?
Well, but also like she shouldn't have gotten up and walked off after bitching about Ariana walking off. There was a way to do that. Listen, if Lala is so loud and in your face that in a moment like that, why don't you do the fucking opposite? That's going to make everyone turn and look at you. Keep it blank and just be like, or even just kind of start laughing.
Point, there was nothing really happening in the reunion, and she was feisty, and she knew that it was like now or never, and so she's pulling all the old tricks. Let me get up. She was just looking for a moment. Scheana gave it to her because that's a bunch of crap. I don't care. So she was like, Scheana, okay, I'm done. No, you guys are all playing a game now. You got called to the carpet. Another thing I will give credit to Lala is that she took watching herself talk about this woman like that, like a man, meaning she had balls. She sat there and she sucked it up and she ate it up, and she didn't turn around and like try to fluff an excuse and say all these other things and be all weird. At least she like owned. I'll give her that. She didn't try to make excuses for what she said. I don't like it. Let me preface that. But at least she wasn't doing what Scheana was doing. Scheana was trying to backpedal a lot.
Oh, that's all Scheana's ever going to do. Scheana's never going to stand in her own truth. You know what I loved? Andy asking Lisa about when she was done filming with the women on Beverly Hills and how she didn't show up for the reunion. And her excuse here is that you go back to the reunion with the intention to reunite. And I didn't want to see any of these women again. Yeah. Then she says, if you want to fight for it, go for it. Or else say I'm fucking done. And then that's that. Oh, and that's okay too. Lisa throws Ariana the bone like, oh, well, she did show up. And she wouldn't have, if she were Ariana, she wouldn't have shown up.
Choice?
No.
Do you think that Ariana's contract looks like Lisa Vanderpump's contract? No.
Hell no. Hell no. Did you notice that, well, also, let me just say this. When Scheana asks Ariana if after watching that moment at the end of the finale, why Lala was so frustrated in that moment. And Ariana's response is very mature and very heartfelt. She says, I understand the frustration. I don't understand the insults. And that's exactly it. Lala would have been able to make some valid points if she could be on that maturity level of not going below the belt and just saying things, well, this is reality TV. You say things to hurt people. No, because then that becomes, once again, I thought you were soft now, Lala. So it tells me she was putting on an act for us this whole time, pretending to be soft so that she could get more camera time. Fine, I'll go with Joe. Fine, I'll spend time with Sandoval. None of that was authentic, Lala. None of it.
She had, babes. She couldn't show what was going on in her day-to-day.
No. Did you also notice? This stood out to me like so intensely. They go to break, and Lisa Vanderpump gets up, and she says she doesn't know how to make any of this better. And we hear a director or a first AD, someone over the intercom say, all right, everybody, we're going to get set for the final act. Now, yes, I know I've been on many a set before, but I think they left that person saying that in there for more of a reason than to give us a little behind the scenes moment. It was, audience, this is probably the last time you will ever see these people, at least the same people, on your TV like this. And that specific thing gave me chills. And it was just like, Jesus fucking Christ. But do you know what? This moment I want to talk about before we're getting close to the end here. When Ariana is breaking down crying during this break, and Scheana goes straight past her to Lala, asking only Lala if there's anything else she can say, while also completely ignoring everything going on behind her where Ariana's hair gets stuck in Katie's earring. And please tell me that would not be you and I sitting there stuck to each other. And then someone would end up with a shaved head, and then we'd be crying even more. I would like that would happen to you and I.
What a mess.
But here was the thing. Scheana didn't turn around once during that time. Everyone online was acting so shocked that Scheana didn't even look or go over to her best friend, one of her best friends of 10 years, when Ariana's crying and only goes to Lala. When has Scheana showed us in this last year that she is an actual friend to Ariana? I was not surprised by it at all. It's like,
I didn't even pay it any mind because I just know that that's not what this is about for her.
No.
This is a job. This is just like a coworker that just is crying.
Yeah, that she did not care. She knew that if she went over to Ariana, Lala was going to call her ass out again.
Unreal.
Uh-huh. So we end with sandwiches. How many sandwiches have you made for me? Well, apparently 50 dozen at this point for Vanderpump Rules. Scheana, before that, tries to backpedal again with Lala, saying that she feels like Lala's been a rock. And I'm sorry if I don't speak up enough and I'm not loud enough. She's saying that because she's fucking terrified of Lala.
So she's scared
She's
shitless.
freaking the fuck out. The way she was staring at Lala at the end was like, be my friend. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. You cannot tell me it was not giving Gretchen Wieners looking at Regina George when Regina wanted nothing to do with her.
Is Gretchen Wieners in real life.
There, truly. And the only other thing I have to call out is when Lala said they were changing, that Ariana got to walk away. Because I thought maybe we're getting something more, we get them in the changing rooms, whatever. Nothing. All we get is another annoying moment from Lala where she says that, oh, Ariana got to walk away, but I am here creating life and I don't get to walk off stage. Ma'am, here's the thing. You are not creating life. You're growing life. It's ironic that you said Ariana thought, basically became God after getting cheated on. You clearly think you're God after having children, which, yes, does it feel like that? And does being pregnant in that moment, I swear on my life, I don't know why, but you feel like you are the only woman who is pregnant or ever has been pregnant when you are pregnant, but I don't know how to further explain that. There is no logic in it. However, girl, then you should have been worried about protecting your peace during this reunion if that was so important to you. No, you wanted your paycheck in your moment. You got it, but you didn't.
That's how
it makes
that
me
crumbles.
These are the best days of our lives. That was it, my friends. Okay, before I start talking about something else, I want to say hi. We have a lot of new faces in here. Hi, Miriam. Hi, Jen. Hi, June, Adam, Evangelina. Oh, hi, Hallie. Thank you for the super sticker, girl. I don't know what those are, but I love it. And I'm so appreciative. I'm still learning YouTube a little bit. Bear with me. Hi, Kay. If y'all want to shout out, join the chat. I'm still scrolling through. Eveline. I see Stormy. Hi. And then there were a few other names. Kelly, Robert. And I saw Mandy. Hi. I know it's, oh my gosh, bear with me. Yahala, making sure I'm saying that correctly. I'm trying to read fast, so if I'm mispronouncing, please feel free to tell me. Then I also saw someone else in here, a boozy bitch. Hey, girl, enjoy that. It should be close to that time, huh?
Mm-hmm.
NYCNP. And I think I got everyone there. Y'all, thank you for joining today. Now, let's think about this for a second. Now that Vanderpump Rules is over, I mean, surely you would still like Georgio and I to be doing our Thursdays because we certainly enjoy it. Oh, and hi, Yvette.
What will be on Dubai?
Oh, no. I won't do. I can't. I'm so sorry. I can't. Let me shout out. Hi. I just saw it. I scrolled past. Hi, Yvette. Hi. Should we do Jersey? Can everyone control themselves?
I'm fine with that. It's you that's on the edge. Understandably so.
You know, I will be covering Summer House obviously on Tuesday. I'll be live again here 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, 12:30 p.m. Pacific, covering this finale. Wild. That's coming. I also see another new name. Hi, Amy. Hi, Nikki. Welcome, besties. Please hit that subscribe button, join the community. We do these lives twice a week. One of them, you just get little old me, but it's only Thursdays. Thursdays are for the besties, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Georgio, first of all, tell everyone where they can find you. And let me also add, I should be with you next week on yours on the Georgio Says Patreon covering the Valley finale. So that rhymed.
I can't
Where can everyone find you?
There. I feel like we just started it as to see where it was going to go. Yes, you can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, at Georgio Says. My podcast is on all platforms you get your podcast. I have my Patreon that has exclusive content and episodes available there. I also have new music.
Yeah.
6
this
new
show's
singles.
Music is by him.
Yes, and 6 new singles have dropped. They are available on Spotify and Apple Music, and you can stream them now. You can go to my Instagram if you want to listen to some of the previews. But yes,
bangers, full-blown bangers. Y'all go find me on Instagram and TikTok. It's Besties by Caitlin, Caitlin. And again, subscribe, especially if you're watching here on YouTube. Subscribe to Besties by Bravo on YouTube. And go check out the Pop Culture Besties merch store on Etsy. It's been kind of blowing up recently. And I've been like, well, damn, y'all like the designs. You really do. And leave a 5-star review. I've seen people very upset with us for being Team Ariana. Yes. I got a 1-star review for that.
What is that? I don't understand why people get so upset that much that they would go do that.
I'm telling you, it's bizarre. I'm like, y'all really think this is Yelp?
Isn't it?
It is. It is Yelp for podcasts. Fine. All right, my friends. I will see you again Tuesday for Summer House. And Georgio and I will see you next Thursday. All right, besties. Thanks for joining today. Bye.
Bye.